Today we're going to be working on Leetcode question number 91, decode ways. A message containing letters from A to Z can be encoded into numbers using the following mapping. So A is going to be 1, B is going to be 2, up to Z can be represented as 26. So to decode an encoded message, all the digits must be grouped, then mapped back into letters using the reverse of the mapping above. There may be multiple ways. For example, 11106 can be mapped into AAJF with the grouping 1, 1, 10, 6. With the grouping 11, 10, and 6, it's going to be KJF. Note that the grouping 1, 11, 06 is invalid because 06 cannot be mapped into F since 6 is different from 06. So given the string S containing only digits, return the number of ways to decode it. The test cases are generated so that the answer fits in a 32-bit integer. So if we have got 12, the answer is going to be 2 because 12 can be decoded to A, B, which is going to be 1 and 2, and L, which is going to be 12. Okay, the way we are going to do it is using the dynamic programming. So we're gonna have few variables. Our n, capital N, is gonna be the length of the length of the string. Then we're gonna have our A, which is gonna be initialized to 0, B, which is gonna be initialized to 1, and C, which is gonna be initialized to 0. So basically B and C represents the ways one can, like one digit can be uh, like decoded. So we're starting with B equals to 1, meaning there is only one way of doing that. C is equal to 0 at the beginning. Once we have that, we're gonna have another function. So we're gonna call it OK function, which is gonna take which is gonna basically take a number and it's gonna return based on if uh, that x is greater than equal to 1 and that x is less than equal to 26. So if it is within the range, the OK is gonna be true, otherwise the OK is gonna be false. Then we're gonna have a for loop where our I is gonna iterate from n minus 1 from n minus 1, and then I is gonna be greater than equal to 0. Yeah, it's basically greater than equal to 0 and negative I. So every single time we're decrementing the I. Okay, now now what we're gonna be doing is, like, we're gonna create two variables. One is gonna be called 1, which is equal to we're gonna say number. Basically we're converting that particular character to number s of that I, and that 2 is gonna be equal to that 1 and I plus 1 less than equal. So we want to test that the I plus 1 is at less than equal to capital N. If that is the case, we're gonna say that the number which we want to convert from this our string to the number is gonna be equal to s of I plus s of I plus 1 Otherwise, if that is not the case, if our I uh, is not I plus 1 is not less than equal to n, then for sure we're gonna be taking 0 as 2. Otherwise, if it is not the case, we wanna take two characters s of I and s of I plus 1. We wanna take these two characters, combine them, and create a number out of it. So once we have that, we want to initialize our a every single time to 0. Then we want to make sure that the things which we created, okay, of 1, if it is correct, we want to do this something, and also want to check on the 2 which we created is a valid number between 1 to 26. If that is the case, a is gonna be equal to a plus equals to b, and a is gonna be equal to plus equals to c. And then at every single time we're gonna say that the c becomes equal to b and the b becomes equal to a. And in the end, once we are out of this loop, we're gonna be returning our a. Let's try it on other test cases. Yep, and it passed all the test cases.